On today's episode, I talk about internal processes and how to make sure they're rock solid. Welcome back to Weekly Q&A with Steph, episode number 36. So this week I've had two conversations with other accountants about setting really rock solid internal processes, and not only setting those processes but making sure they're still relevant and still being able to get the best out of them down the track. So how do you actually do this process? And it's really important every single job and task and thing we need to do in business actually has a process, and we need that to have a process in case someone leaves that does that job normally, someone is on annual leave, and just to make sure that everything is actually being done. So definitely need those processes. But how do you ensure that they're still relevant all the time? And more importantly, how to ensure you're improving on those processes is something that most people leave to the side as not really a priority. And my first tip in this area is you need to get someone to do this task, this job, whatever it is, that doesn't actually normally do that job. It might be getting an admin person to do a little bookkeeping job, or getting one of the bookkeepers to do a small part of a business activity statement process, or it might be getting an accountant who works on a completely different client to work on another client. And this way you know you have the client's stories correct, you're going to know you have the processes correct, so that someone who's not just doing that job on a daily basis out of habit can walk in and do that particular client's work or that particular job. Now, the reason why this is so important is they will look at the job, especially if you've got an admin doing bookkeeping or bookkeeping, accounting, admin, etc. They're going to look at this job with a fresh set of eyes. So they're going to come in and ask questions about why you're actually doing this like this, and why you have to do these 27 steps as opposed to just being able to do one or two. And sometimes we just get in a habit of doing something a certain way, or we get really comfortable with doing something a certain way instead of stepping back ourselves. That's going to be the same for every single person in your entire team, and they're going to be thinking the same. So bringing on this person and telling them that you really want them to ask questions, that you want them to ask why, to delve into it, and to come up with some faster, better, more organized, more streamlined ways to do some of these jobs and tasks as well. This is going to give you a completely different perspective on how something can be done, and also the output at the other end. So if you are really interested in getting that efficiency as best as possible in your business, and being able to look overall at how you can improve every single step of every single process, I definitely recommend getting another person in to actually do that job and or task. You'll be very surprised at the difference and the outcome. So there's this week's tip. I've just finished the month of the Thinking Accountant for January and the 4-part webinar series that we put together. I'm absolutely loving the questions that everyone is asking post those webinars. If you haven't seen them or you've missed out on one or two, we'll put a link in the comments section below so that you actually have access to those videos. So keep the questions coming. Loving answering some of these more challenging how to do those internal process questions as well, and I shall see you all next week.